You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Huddleston. The Blue Angels have landed in Tuscaloosa in preparation for next spring's show. The visit should bring a boost to Tuscaloosa's economy, and this year, a boost to morale as well. WVUA Sarah Chavnik has more on the special visit.
People anxiously awaited outside the hangar for Blue Angel number 7 to touch down on the tarmac. The Navy pilots flew in from Andrews Air Force Base in Washington to Tuscaloosa in order to finalize preparations for their spring show in the Druid City.
We are really excited to come back to Tuscaloosa. Again, we're representing those 540,000 sailors and Marines that are forward deployed overseas, and we're anxious to come back, and I think it's going to be a great show.
Tara Tubbs with Tuscaloosa Department of Transportation says the event can bring almost as many people into the city as an Alabama home football game. However, this year's air show will take on added meaning. Tuscaloosa is hoping to honor the men and women that have served for our country, as well as celebrate the heroes that emerged after the April 27th tornado.
I think we've all have been awakened on the heroes that we have living among us that we never knew we had before, and I think it's very important not to forget that. It's coming up close to a year the air show will be from the tornado, so I think it's very important to reach out, remind ourselves that we do have great people in this community and we've got a lot to be thankful for.
You know, if anything, it'll be uplifting for the town and something that they could all come out and unite as a town and kind of celebrate, the way everything happened and the way that the town just, kind of rallied and reacted to the tornadoes.
Both the Blue Angels and the city are anxious to bring the flight show back. This will be the third time in 4 years that the Blue Angels have soared the skies of Tuscaloosa. In Tuscaloosa, Sarah Chavnik, WVUA News.
And the air show will be a 2-day weekend event starting March 31st. Shots rang out tonight at the Birmingham Shuttlesworth International Airport. Police say an officer shot and wounded a suspect after the man tried to run the officer over with his car. The incident took place around 6:45 tonight at the airport's lower level pickup zone. As you can see from this photo from AL.com, police closed the area to the public. The suspect was taken to the hospital for treatment. His injuries are not life-threatening. Alabama's new immigration law continues to spark protests around the state, including one earlier this week at the State House. 13 people were arrested during the protest. For the latest on the arrest and where the protesters are now, we turn to WVUA's Daniel Sparkman. And Daniel, a lawyer for the protesters, has requested that his clients be released.
And he has, John. And in fact, 11 people were arrested after they refused to move from South Union Street there in Montgomery. 2 others were taken into custody later after refusing to leave the State House lobby at closing. And now all have been released. 10 were released each on a $300 bond from the Montgomery City Jail and left out the front door chanting, "Undocumented, unafraid." Those are the words the protesters were chanting when they were arrested on Tuesday for sitting down in the street in front of Alabama State House. A juvenile was released Tuesday night to her parents, and the final 2 were released later this evening from the Montgomery County Jail. John?
All right, Daniel, thank you very much. A smaller than expected number of teachers will retire next month despite increased health insurance costs. The Alabama Education Association predicted 1,000 or more teachers would have to leave their classrooms at the end of the semester, but the state pension system says the final number is only 466. That's out of a total of 1,182 K-12 employees who are retiring by the end of the school year after December 1st. Education employees have to pay more for health insurance if they retire without 25 years of service. An attorney for an indicted casino owner, Milton McGregor, says he wants to call former Governor Bob Riley as a witness. Attorney Joe Espy says he wants to ask if the former governor has done things similar to what McGregor is accused of. Espy told a federal judge today that he would like to show whether Riley offered state projects for no votes on gambling legislation. An attorney for Riley said Espy failed to show that the former governor has any relevant information to offer at the trial. The trial begins on January 30th. New signs of hope are appearing across Tuscaloosa as storm recovery continues. Today, Regions Bank held its ribbon cutting for its first new facility. The bank is now completely renovated just months after the tornado devastated the city. It sits on the corner of McFarland Boulevard and 15th Street and took a hard hit by the April tornado. This is one of the first signs of rebuilding in one of the city's hardest hit areas.
But I hope that this branch serves as a symbol of progress for this community, and that other business owners and landowners can see this as a sign of hope that they can come back to even better than they were before.
And another sign of recovery on 15th Street came today when Lenny's Sub Shop reopened. It sits on 15th Street right across from the Forest Lake neighborhood, which was badly damaged by the tornado. Officials say they are happy to be back in the community. Well, WVUA is covering Sumter County tonight, where we have an update on tornado damage. The National Weather Service confirms an EF2 tornado with winds of up to 120 miles an hour struck the county. Officials say one person was injured, one home was destroyed, and seven other residents were damaged. The tornado left a path of destruction more than a mile long and 600 yards wide. And covering Marengo County, forecasters say a tornado with winds of up to 85 miles an hour hit Demopolis. That twister damaged about 20 homes and several businesses. It left a track of about 250 yards wide and 2.5 miles long. And we have a special programming note to pass along to you. Be sure to join WVUA, Alabama's home team, next week for a special presentation dedicated to everyone touched by the April 27th storms. Our hour-long documentary, Faces of the Storm, will air at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, November 22nd. The special presentation is a look at the people impacted by the storm and their stories of loss, survival, and hope. Faces of the Storm will be brought to you commercial-free with special thanks to DCH and Nucor. Be sure to join us for Faces of the Storm next Tuesday, November 22nd, only on Alabama's home team station.